Good morning, guys. Welcome to Do More Life. And I have to tell you what happened yesterday because I am so glad this coffee date that I had did not work out. So glad. This is going to be something funny and it's going to be a little entertaining for you. As we all know, um, I have not a girlfriend, but I have a girl that I keep in contact with, and one day, she might finally decide to come to Bangkok and hang out with me or live with me or something like that. So yesterday, I went to shoot some, or excuse me, I went to record some video from an area in Bangkok, and I got some pretty good video for you guys. Even better, hey Robert, good morning, good to see you. I got even more great pictures. I may do a pic collage type thing, just to see how you guys like that. But about this date, I'm in the mall and I've gained a little bit of weight, so I'm looking at shirts in this little mall. It was at Pata, not Pattaya, but Pata. What's up, Stuck? Good to see you, man. Good morning or good evening to you. Hope you're doing well. Dino, what's up, brother? Good to see you too. So I managed to go look for shirts in this mall, and I went to one floor, and all the 100 baht, secondhand shirts were. I couldn't get. You have to wear in Thailand whatever you would normally wear in America. You have to get 1 to 2 sizes bigger. So I was looking for a 2X. I usually wear a large or an extra large in American clothing, but yet I had to get a 2X. I was looking for work, nice dress shirts for work, and I went past the 100 baht section, and there was nothing there. And I went up to the next floor, and there was some nice Levi shirts, but they're name brand Levi's, so they were really expensive, and I didn't even mess with that at all. I kept going up to the next floor, and the third floor, yeah, sizes was bad, man. Dino says, "Don't worry, Jez, I put on a few pounds. I also need to do some exercises and some weights to get the bod back." Yes, I definitely. I don't think I really had a bod since high school, but I get up there and there's this girl selling shirts, and she's looks like a normally attractive Thai girl, and so I'm joking with her, and we're back and forth a little bit about the shirts, and I'm trying them on, that kind of thing. And I've told you guys in the past, if you can get a Thai girl to smile, laugh, and she can speak some English and poke fun back at you, then you probably got a good chance of getting a date. That's kind of the word. I mean, that's like the link. So anyway, I at the end of me buying all the shirts, I said, "Let me get your line ID, and we'll have coffee if you want to." Sometimes she said, "No, you can have my line ID, but I'm going on lunch 10 minutes." And I was like, "Oh, great! So we'll just go downstairs and have some coffee at McDonald's, maybe." Yes, please hit the like button, everyone. That does help, and I definitely appreciate it very much. Today's a holiday in Thailand, in case you guys are wondering why I'm having a live stream at 9 o'clock in the morning on a Tuesday in Thailand. So we go downstairs, and she's just smiling, laughing, carrying on, that kind of thing. When we sat down at that table with frappuccinos, okay, she went from this funny, this happy-go-lucky, kind of sweetheart little thing to an interrogator. She went into, I want to know everything. I want to know what your plans are. I want to know what your plans are with me. I want to know all this stuff. So I'm going to get into some of the questions she asked me in just a moment, but I want to put this out first and foremost. Ladies, if you're watching this video and you have any interest in me at all, the number one way for me to immediately lose interest is to ask me, am I ready to have children? Or to tell me that you want kids right now. Because, hey, Brian, because I'm not ready for kids right now in my life. Okay. Yeah, I'm just not. So this girl sits down and she starts talking to me, and she's like, what do you do? I said, I'm a school teacher, and I do some digital stuff on the side. And then the next question raised the red flag first. She said, oh, how much money you make? And when she asked me how much money I made, I pretty much from at that point knew it was a done deal. But what's up, Cody? Good to see you, man. But I didn't panic at that point. I told her, I said, I make a reasonable, teacher's wage here in Thailand. I didn't tell her exactly how much I made. What's up, Ari Experience? Good to see you in the house, man. It's been a while. Glad to see you, sir. So I'm sitting there and I'm getting interrogated. And then she asked me, okay, cool, Cody. Then she asked me, she goes, so what are your thoughts? She comes back because I didn't answer the kid question when she said, do you want kids? Because I want kids right now. She said, I'm 27 and I want baby. I want baby. And I said, no, I'm not in a financial position right now to have children, especially here in Thailand. So it was, hey, Robert Mack, good morning, good to see you. It was a little awkward, to be honest. I just kind of kept sipping my coffee and did the shrug thing, because the truth of the matter is, I'm not against having kids. I don't have any now, but I'm not against having kids at some point, but I need to date somebody for at least a year and a half, and I need to be 100% financially stable, because I don't want the kid to grow up like I did. I just don't. So that's how I think about having kids. So I told her in a polite way, I said, no, I'm just not ready to have kids right now, maybe in the future. And you could see all the bubbliness. Hey, Derek, what's up, man? Steve, good to see you. Met Tech, what's up? And you could see her face, all the happiness and all the joy that was going on in her face just went, yeah. It's like watching somebody get hit in the chest and all the breath leaves their body. So from that point, and we had been sitting there talking about other things too. So we had been sitting there probably about, I don't know, maybe 10 minutes when she popped the kid question. And I said, you should have just practiced. You don't understand. Yeah, no, this was a girl I met yesterday, Ari Experience. I met her in a clothing shop. But we had coffee almost immediately after I met her. So we had the like when the breath left her body. Yesterday date. When the breath kind of left her body after the kids, it became very awkward because she didn't say anything else. I kept drinking my Frappuccino and I kept talking to her. She didn't say anything else. Like, the girl didn't say anything else until she was done with her coffee and she said, it was nice to meet you. Goodbye. That's it. She didn't answer any of my questions. She didn't want anything to do with me anymore. After I said, No kids. No kids. Yeah, no flying up to meet the family. That's for sure, Robert. But see, this girl was legit. I mean, other than the fact that she was hell bent on having children immediately. I'm just like, you don't even know me. I was thinking to myself, like, I could be some kind of real bad person or something, or I could be the greatest guy in the world. You don't know. But she's obviously looking for, yeah. No kids was definitely the the chop, and it was it was a chop, man, because I've just never experienced that before. I've been on dates where girls have asked me a question and I've given the answer that they didn't want to hear, but yet they kept up the date and that kind of thing, so that it didn't become fully awkward. What's up, Rackman? And I think the YT stands for YouTube. Cody says no live stream guys making a baby tonight. That's for sure. Bedtech says it makes an interesting story. Yes, it does. Thank you for throwing up the PayPal link or your experience. I appreciate that. You answered her big question. Yes, I did, and I just basically told her at this point in my life I'm not ready to have children. And she kind of looked at me like, why? And I could see that in her face. So I told her the same thing I just said. I said, number one, I would have to date a girl for at least a year and a half. And two, I want to be sure I'm financially stable. I'm pacing towards financially stable. In fact, if anybody caught the part of Mike's live stream I was on yesterday, I said I'm pacing for greatness. It's not bragging about anything, because really, I'm just pacing I'm just pacing right now. But I went to her. Yeah, I like that. Are you experienced? Same question for guys asked equals the big question. So do yeah. I got it. That's right. But after I asked her that, I told her why, and I didn't say. She told me she was 27, Steve, which here in Thailand, she's 27. I'm 39. That's nothing of an age gap. Over here in Southeast Asia, very attractive girl. I didn't know if I didn't know if I was going to see this girl anyway, because the girl in the background that I'm still hoping for, she's lingering, and I didn't know. I was really just excited to have the opportunity to sit down and talk to somebody that I'd never met, and it'd be a girl. And I actually called a friend short between the 10 minutes that it took her, or between the 10 minutes that I bought the shirts and her to get ready for coffee, and told him what was going on. He was all excited for me and everything, and it was just bad. It was bad. But lesson learned there. And Dino says you did the right thing. A lot of guys would have used that to their advantage to have some. Yeah, absolutely. Most guys would have put that out there. But the thing about it is, I'm not going to put that out there because you don't understand. You're in Thailand. When you tell a girl something, you better be honest with her, because you would be surprised at just how protective her family, her friends, those people might be. And those people will not hesitate to make sure you understand that there is no such thing as lying to people in Thailand. Because I just heard of yesterday, or day before yesterday, a British man was found in Pattaya with a plastic bag over his head and his wrist tied. So things like that go on here, And I definitely don't want to be a victim of that. So honesty is always key, especially with dealing with Thai women for sure. Our experience is Jeremy used his phone, a friend, millionaire. Yes, I did. I really did. Yeah, I don't want to, no flying club for me. Hey, Roger, good to see you, bud. No flying club for me, but we were in Pata, not Pattaya. I just want to be clear on that. We were in Bangkok, not uh okay, so Chuck 555 is listening right now, but he can't comment on the live stream. Somebody tell me why he can't comment on the live stream. This is a really big deal right here because I've been trying to figure this out forever. Paul, I was getting ready to answer your question. What? Oh, Robert called it. Okay. Yeah, Chuck's here, but he can't type anything, and I don't know why. I don't know why. He's not blocked from anything. He's not none of that stuff. But he just messaged me on my phone and said he's listening. So, moderators, look and see if you see anything that has to do with Chuck or anything like that that can get him up on the screen. I've checked to see if he's blocked, and I couldn't find him. You're welcome to go through them, our experience if you want to, but there's so many people blocked from this channel. there's a lot. I did go through them, but I would love for him to be able to come back on the channel again and participate. So Chuck, we're still trying, man. But I'll get back to the story here. I was so glad that this date didn't work out that I literally just start. Joe says it's in his settings. That's interesting. I don't know. Tashara says, "Hey, cool hat. Thank you, man." Chuck is an original to this channel. Yeah, he is. He's definitely one of the original people to the certainly to the live streams. We can't view the list we add to. Oh, okay, Robert. All right, I'll do another one. MedTech says if he's using a computer, try a different web browser. Just a suggestion. You might have a good point, but my feeling is he's on his phone and might have to download Google Chrome for his cell phone. Maybe that'll help. Because a lot of times YouTube doesn't open correctly and other web browsers. Joe said I had to change my settings to type this. Oh, well, there you go. So there's some information for you, Chuck. I hope you get to come back on. I don't know what else I can do on my end. I really don't. I don't know what happened. I have no clue. You guys, just I changed to a desktop view. Oh, I see what you're saying. Okay, that works. So moral of this story is if you go sit down on a date with the tiger, and Dino brought up a very good point. Okay. If she says, I want babies, I want babies. If you take advantage of that situation and say, hey, I'm ready to have kids, and you go from the date to the house and start practicing making babies, either that day or days to follow, you need to be extremely careful of one thing, and that is not breaking your promise that you're ready to have kids. Because as soon as she finds out that you're not ready to have kids, or as soon as she's been practicing with you and she can tell that you're not really into the whole having kids thing, or she goes through your phone, because Thai women are just like any other women. They do that, or just like any other woman. You're going to be in big trouble. And when I say big trouble, depending on the girl, her personality, and how far away her family is probably going to depend on whether or not um, you have a successful life or a life period. Let's just say, let's just leave it at that. So, yeah, you're right, Dina. That was a big point. That's why I tell them straight up front. Straight up front. You don't have to worry about um, me trying to have kids with you right off the bat because it ain't happening. And again, in case you weren't around earlier, I will tell you my two reasons for that not happening. One is I'm not in the main thing is being financially stable. While I can pay my bills and all that stuff, I don't have a lot of excess cash flow, at least not yet. And um, I don't want that for my child. And the second reason really is like I got to date a girl for a long time to know if I want to be her mother because I don't plan on splitting up in the relationship at any point. Um, because I lived through both of those things when broke and poor, and two divorces as a kid. I don't want that to happen if I ever have a kid. Um, Grandma says, or she has a hubby already and needs extra money. That's certainly a possibility. Steve says you absolutely did the right thing, very wise and informed. I've heard plenty of stories of retribution. Yes, and retribution is a common tactic that you will find in uh, not only different areas but different people here in Thailand. It's super important that you take care of that uh, big thing. Cody says, "Kill kids, double your bills." Trust me, I believe you, Cody. I believe you, man. Chili P says she likely gets approached fairly regular and doesn't have the luxury at her age to date and find out later that the guy doesn't want kids and can't support her financially. That's true. That's very true. And I'm not I can support myself financially, um, but I'm not really in a position to support another human being financially. I'm definitely not in a position to support another human being and add to that with a small human being. So we weren't, no. Our experience says, was she asking for future and just getting that question out of the way, i.e., you passed the test, or she was ready to have kids tomorrow? No, that was the first question she asked me when we sat down. The very first. She says, "I want to have a baby as soon as possible. Do you want to have babies?" And I was like, "No." So that's when I told her everything. Hey, Mike. Sorry, I didn't get notified. How was your appointment yesterday? Well, that's what we're talking about, believe it or not. And it did not. It went awesome up until we got coffee, and she asked me if I wanted to have babies immediately, and it didn't work out so well, man. It didn't work out too well. There was some other conversation that went on. I'll tell you all. I'll talk to you later on and tell you about it, Mike, because I went over everything in the live stream already. But this girl was hard bent. She, to her credit, no, I actually told her straight up, honestly. I said, no, I don't want to have kids because I want to date a girl for at least 18 months, and I'm not financially stable enough to have children right now, and that both of those are true. So I told her the whole story, or the whole 9 yards. I told her, excuse me. She wanted a child ASAP. Yes, she did, Met Tech. And I saw somebody bring up a really good point. Yeah, are you experienced? She wanted to start this week sometime. It sounded that way. Joe is making a good point. He says maybe she was pregnant and just looking for daddy. That could be a possibility. Maybe she had just found out that she was pregnant and the guy who got her pregnant was going to have nothing to do with her in her life, that kind of thing. And she wanted to see if she could find. She's on the search for a daddy. Like full-time search for a daddy. Actually, Joe, that makes a lot of sense, man. That could be what happened, because I've never had a girl sit down and the first thing that she's, usually kids come up in the conversations at my age, but I've never had a girl sit down and the first question is, do you want kids right now? That's what she asked. Yes, I do not. Yours, though. I hear you, Mike. Man, who paid for the coffee? I paid for both coffees. Scott said, I met a FedEx employee. She asked me for a baby on the first date. I said, okay, but I'm leaving Bangkok in a few days. She said, that's okay. That was 10 years ago. I still sometimes wonder if. You have to be careful over here, man. You really do, because you never know what you're going to get. Cody says, know someone before committing 20 years to them, whether you are together or not, you still have to deal with each other for the kid. 100%. That's what I was explaining earlier. I went through 2 divorces because my parents were always fighting, always. And then my stepmother and my father were always fighting, always. Both. I don't even know why they got married to begin with. It just seemed like they hated each other all the time. And the other part is that's why I wanted to date a girl for 18 months or so. And then we were never. There were times when my parents were financially stable when I was a kid, but they always fought over money. And I don't ever want to have to fight over money. Thailand's a good place to live if you can make a little bit of income and a little bit of extra income on the side. You won't have to worry about money. So I thought that was pretty like I was on point with that one. I felt good about it, even though it didn't work out. It is what it is, and I really felt good about telling her the truth, because I didn't have to lie, and I didn't have to spend any more time with the girl and break her heart later. That's a benefit to me. Cody says, look for Putin. Our experience that she had 3 months before she starts the show. Yeah, so that's a likely scenario that I didn't even think about, Joe. And I'm not saying the girl was. I'm not saying anything bad about her at all, because I don't know her circumstances. She could be extremely poor. Joe could be right. She could have just got a pregnancy test back, says she's positive, and she is like, oh my God, what am I going to do? She could have been that way. And she sees a foreigner and, jumps on it. And I don't mean literally jumps on it, but takes the opportunity that she's been presented with. So I can't blame her for that, because that's kind of how this Southeast Asian culture works. That's not just here. That would have been times 2 in the Philippines. Like, she would have come at me aggressively twice as hard as she did in McDonald's, in my opinion. That's not to say that for all Filipinos, but Cody says, actually odd at 27-ish not to have any yet. That's true. Very true. Cody says, I had a Wendy's chick ask me if I had any kids. I answered, yes, I did. She asked me to want some more. Rackman says her family might have been pressuring her for kids. That's also true. Cody says, I knew her from high school. She was built like J-Lo. Ooh. I had to throw water in my face and drive off. At least I got a burger. That's great, man. Our experience says, I never thought of what Joe said, but oh my Buddha, add that to Trick's tie. Yeah. That's yeah. Yeah. Scott says, Jeremy, can you please refresh us latecomers on how you met this girl? Sure. I will in 1 second. Let me catch up with the comments, Scott. Cody says, Jay, if you end up with a blonde haired kid, ain't Thailand, a doofus in Sweden thanks you. I know, man. I thought about that before too. Hey, Earl, good to see you, man. Thank you for dropping by. So, just to kind of recap what I was doing, I was in the shops in Pata in Bangkok, not Pattaya, but Pata in Bangkok. It's just a little 2 block place where they have all kinds of stuff. And I went in the shop, and I went. I call it a shop, but it's like a cheaper store kind of thing. So they have everything, but it's cheaper. And I went in there and I was looking for shirts to wear to work because I put on a little weight and I had to get some bigger sizes. So I went in there and I went through a couple different people and couldn't find any shirts. And I finally got upstairs to a reasonably priced shirt. And they had 3 or 4 of them and a sale. And that's where this girl comes in because she was the one selling. I don't know if it was her mother or if it was a family member or just a business partner, but there was an older lady sitting there as well. And she comes up, but the girl, the 27-year-old, comes up to me and asked if she can help me and everything. It was weird because she spoke pretty good English. I mean, it was like legit English. And from there, we went through, I think the whole shirt buying process took about 15 minutes or so, but that's because we were laughing and I was making some jokes and she was laughing and it was a little flirty. But that's how it came about. And I told her, I said, let me get your line ID. Yeah, we'll have coffee sometime because like having coffee is a thing over here. She told me, she said, here's my line ID and we can have coffee in 10 minutes if you're not busy because I go to lunch. And I said, oh, okay. So that's how we got all of it started. Joe says, American girls do it all the time. Always get the DNA test. Yeah, for sure. Cody says I didn't go to high school in Bangkok. Hey, Gordon, good to see you, bud. Hope you're doing well down there. Cody says, my kids got Dumbo ears. I knew they were mine. These big old things that flop. Oh, terrible. RU experiences. Cody posts pics of his children on Facebook. I never noticed if there was a Wendy's in the background or not. That's funny. Let's see. Gordon says newborns usually look like the father. I've heard that a lot. We came up with a theory, Gordon, by the way, because what inevitably happened was I sat down with this girl at McDonald's to have coffee because McDonald's was just right there in the area. And when we sat down, she looked at me and we had been laughing and giggling and just having a good time. She looked at me and the very first thing she said was with a smile on her face, Are you ready to have children? She didn't even ask me if I had kids. Okay. She said, Are you ready to have children? And I said, no, not at this point in my life. And she said, all the air left her body. And she did say why. And I explained to her why. And I sat there for another 10 minutes or 10, 12 minutes, something like that, drinking my coffee, asking her questions about her life and what she wanted to do. And she did not speak to me at all until she was done with her coffee. And she said, thank you and goodbye. That's it. That's the whole story. Very weird. Very, very weird. We had Joe proposed a idea, and now that I think about it, this makes a lot of sense. So actually, there were 2 ideas imposed. One, can't remember who said it. One said the family made an impression to have kids, and Joe said, which I think is the more likelier now that I think back on yesterday's events, that she may have already gotten pregnant, like just gotten pregnant, and knew that the father wasn't going to be there, or knew or didn't think he was going to be, whatever the case may be. She was looking for some security, financial security, most likely, or somebody that was going to help her take care of herself and her kid. And I feel like that's kind of where we landed yesterday. If you hadn't hit the thumbs up button, guys, please give me a like on this video, because this was this was a very, very funny video. And it was very funny when it happened too. Let's see. Frank says, traditionally in Thailand, your children are for your welfare in retirement, old age. This may or may not be your motivation. That's 100% correct, Frank. I believe every word of it. And also, you're right. I don't know her motivation. I don't know her motivation. Although Joe's theory could be more likely. Could be more likely, but you have a good point there too. But she typically, when I find anywhere in Southeast Asia, and I'm talking to Frank, anytime I find that situation come up where like they don't have welfare systems and that kind of things, or retirement homes, they and the children support the family. They want a lot of kids, because you never know, one or two could die. And when that happens, they tend to start popping out babies early, like 19, 20, 21. They're having kids all those years. For the most part, I've seen that happen. Not so much here in Thailand, but it definitely happened that way in the Philippines. So you 100% legit point there. Cody says, just my, oh wait. Okay, yeah, Cody says, just my opinion, Thai girls should be just as picky as us when it comes to having children with someone, but it doesn't work that way there. I agree 100%. I agree. Because there are a lot of expats here with a lot of malice intentions, and we want to keep them on the it's like I tell everybody, when somebody sees me, I pretend that I am I'm a representative of all of America, and I want them to see the good, not the bad. So I try to be on my best behavior. Frank said, although Joe's theory could be more likely. Rackman says, and support the whole family. Yeah. MetTech says, you may have dodged a bullet so far that she may have been searching for the first white guy to give her light-skinned children. She may have been. But the more I think about it, MetTech, honestly, the more I think about it, the more I think that she, I think Joe's theory is right. I'm not 100% sure. Robert says, go back and find out. Everyone wants to know. You never know, man. I might go back and ask. Rackman says, most Westerners have ATM on their foreheads. That's true. Our experiences, I forgot RIP Charlie Daniels. Oh, man, that's terrible. By the way, they had an earthquake in Indonesia last night, I think. Rupert, what's up, my man? Good to see you in a live stream. Very good to see you. Thank you so much for dropping by. Hadn't seen you in a while. He says 27 is old for her to have a baby. They like to have them before they're 30. Yeah, right. That's correct. 100%. She just wanted to have a baby. Yeah, she did. She definitely did. She wanted to have a baby basically immediately. I don't know 100% why, but I think Joe's theory, it makes the most logical sense. Meaning, when I say that, this is what I mean. I think that now looking back on it, she had probably just found out she was pregnant, and she was looking for some stability, and possibly whoever the father was, or Maybe she didn't know who the father was. I don't know, but she was looking for some stability. I think that makes the most sense of anything I heard. Good comment, Rupert. Thank you very much. Words Alive says, crap, RP. Yeah, definitely. Charlie Daniels. That's terrible. Stuck says, yep, another North Carolina boy. Cody says, and half white children are put on a pedestal in life there. I'm sure. Emmanuel, what's up, man? Check her out in 4 months and you'll know that she was pregnant. Yep, that's a good way to do it. It says to go back in about 3 or 4 months and see what happened. See if she see if she actually has a bump, or she doesn't. I think that would be very, very interesting. Roger says maybe as simple as she didn't want to waste time on a guy that didn't want a baby. It could be that simple, Roger. You're 100% correct. It very, very, very well could be. Maybe she was 27 and she had never had any kids and she needed to have 2 or 3 for the family. There's a comment. You guys got some great theories because there's a combination. We can take certain pieces of individual theories here and put them together and make another theory. So, it is what it is. And I think there are a multitude of combinations that could have went, or that could have been the influence that caused her to act the way she acted. And I'm not trashing the Thai girl. I'm not saying anything bad about it. I'm just saying this is my experience. That's why I have this YouTube channel. Okay, is to share things like this with you guys so you can learn from me, so that you don't have to do the same thing. Or if you're ever in a similar situation, you will know, hey, I remember when Jeremy had that live stream and he was completely honest and saved himself a whole lot of trouble because he didn't lie. He was honest. That's when you show your integrity as a human being. And it's important, guys. It really is important. But Roger, you're right. Could be just as simple as she didn't want to waste time on a guy that didn't want to have a baby. Very much so. But if that's the case, she probably doesn't have a lot of experience with foreigners because, she probably doesn't have a lot of experience with dating foreigners because typically we're going to shy away from that. She sits down and just asks that question first. She would have asked that question sometime throughout the conversation. That would have been fine. It was just weird. Cody says 18 months is probably like saying 5 years to a Thai, but it could be. Cody says theories get explained better over a year or so, though. That's true. Stuck said, did she say, do you want children or do you want to have a baby? I think she said, do you want a baby? Is what if memory serves me correct, I think she said, do you want a baby? Or are you ready for a baby? Or baby was in there. The word baby was in there. And it struck me as a right now kind of situation. So I'm not 100% sure on which one she asked. I just can't recall it. Steve says, I hope she asked your name before she asked if you want a kid. She did do that. She did. Rackman says magnitude 6.6 near Batang, Indonesia, mid-southern island. I did not hear about it. My mother actually messaged me this morning and said, did you feel the earthquake? And I was like, what earthquake? I've been sleeping. Matt Tech says, girlfriend and I have never discussed children. That's a good thing because at my age, to be totally honest with you, I really don't have any. Thank you for putting up the PayPal link, Robert. I appreciate that. I'm gonna close close this live stream out here in just a few minutes. But you know, I just I just am not. I don't know. It doesn't interest me that much. It's just not my thing, guys. Just not my thing. So, and that may change. That could change. You know, if I accidentally got a girl pregnant, then of course I'm going to do the right thing. I just hope in my in the back of my mind, I really hope that I get a good. If I was to accidentally get a girl pregnant, I get a good, solid, mentally stable girl pregnant. That would be my wish. Cody says, although a clickbait baby for the channel provide different content. LOL. That's true. But this is definitely a little bit different content than what we normally talk about on here, and we're doing well because Mike's not live right now, I don't think, and I actually have some people in here, and I appreciate that very much. So, you guys, please be sure to hit the thumbs up button on your way out. And I want to tell everybody over the weekend when we had live streams for the monetary contributions via PayPal or Super Chat. I really genuinely appreciate that. It is literally what's keeping this channel going because I don't know what's happened to YouTube and their algorithm. I use TubeBuddy and vidIQ both to set my videos up for search and for browse, meaning to put it on someone's homepage. And it is it's just bottomed out. So thanks to all you guys for helping me keep the channel running and allowing me to travel around a little bit and bring you guys some content. I thought about videoing the interaction, but I was like, nah, I probably shouldn't do that. And it's a good thing I didn't because it was really, really awkward. Really awkward. Cody says, I agree with you, Jay. I don't know. Just met you. See each other a while. Yeah, definitely. Roger says, thumbs up, numb nuts. I appreciate it. And guys, I just want to tell you, if you're ever in the situation, okay, be honest. Please just be honest with the girl because now I don't have to worry about let's say she would have came over last night after she got off work, okay? And we would have done the deed and then she would have been back to work. Number one, my phone's going to be blowing up all day because she's going to be messaging me all day. And then I've got to worry about making time for her when I don't even have time for myself through the week. We start back to work tomorrow, and I think we have a holiday toward the end of July. That's it. I'm going to be working 45 hours a week from Monday through Friday until pretty much April, unless they decide to have some of the holidays. I don't know exactly what's going to happen, but I'm going to be working a lot. And it's going to be hard to keep up content coming out of this channel. That's why I put up so much lately. So much content is so it'll be there for people to see when I'm not able to continuously put out content. Cody says, I call it the hibbity dibbity. Matt Tech says, thanks for the story. You're welcome, man. Mike says, if she came over last night, she would have gotten pregnant. Burn that into your brain. I know, right? That's a yeah, we're not, I'm not even thinking about that, man. Montelli, what's up, man? Too many women, you're living in a hellish situation. This is the first girl I've talked to in so long. Yeah, I noticed we had quite a few people in it. It's because Mike's not live. Watch, I'm going to drop my live stream, and Mike's probably going to put on a live stream, and then he'll have 50-something people over there. We were talking about this yesterday on his live stream, which I had a very good time on his live stream yesterday. All right, let's get ready to wrap it up here. Flew by you says if a girl says you got her pregnant and you believe her, she'll at least get 9 months of parental care and delivery paid before a DNA test might prove otherwise. That very well may be true. I'm not sure how it works in this part of the world. Wild Dove, good to see you. You could have been saved from something. Yes, absolutely. Could have. That's why I say be honest. It always works. Always. Um, Cody says, I'm only good at turning down a chick like 2% of the time. That's funny. What does Mike's comment say? It's held up. Let me say, there it is. It says, no live stream. I'm about to meet a girl for coffee, but now, but now I'm wrapping myself in a bodyguard. That's so good. That's so good. But we all know you have a girl, so that's awesome, Mike. Awesome. And I'm gonna be in touch with you because we were going to go record somewhere yesterday and didn't make it. But I'm definitely going to be in touch today. I'm going to do laundry and prepare myself for work tomorrow. So, guys, thank you so much for chiming in on the live stream. I really appreciate it. Share this video with everybody you know that wants to come to Thailand and find a girl because they need to know that situations like this exist. Super funny. Yes, Mike has a great lady for sure, definitely. Cody says coffee and babies. Yeah. Ragman says if a girl come up to me and wanted a baby, I'd immediately be suspicious. I was overly suspicious. I was completely shocked. Yeah, she was a very good looking girl, Earl. Very very good looking, but not good looking enough for me to be disingenuous with and to take a chance on starting a problem that I don't need in my life. But she was very very good looking. 100%. So anyway, that's it, guys. I'm gonna cut it down right there. We're less than an hour, which is cool with me. Don't know what kind of videos I got coming up for you this week. May not have any until Friday, or I may not see you again until the live stream on Saturday or Friday night if you're on the East Coast. But one way or the other, I will be in touch. Channel members, be looking for some posts coming up. Rupert, you have a great day as well, man. Thank you for dropping by. I genuinely appreciate it. Stuck and all my moderators, Robert Mack, thank you, sir. Cody, Mike, everybody that's a moderator on my channel. Why are you not a moderator on my channel? Hang on. Let me do something real quick. Let me make sure that Mike, okay. Yeah. So now he has a wrench. When he comes on, he can do some booting if he wants to. Wild Beck says, future video, could you do something on origins of Thai language? It looks so odd compared to other languages. Yeah, I could. That would great idea. Tommy White, later, man. Are you experienced? Take care of yourself, bro. And thanks for popping in today. I really appreciate that, man. Stuck says, good story, JC. Be careful. Keep doing more life. And on that note, guys, remember this channel is dedicated to travel, fun, photography, and education. That education usually revolves around some type of travel education or education on dating like we got today. But I am so glad that coffee date did not work out. I do have to say that. Whatever you do today, guys, do more life. I love you, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace.